Hey YouTube, this is Pastor Nate. I'm coming to you today because I am very grieved. I'm vexed in my spirit. Um, Seriously, I am. And I know I'm new to the YouTube streets, but just from watching everybody and all the content creators, um, and if this is not you, it doesn't apply, right? If the shoe fits, wear it. But y'all, it's serious. Um, Many of the content creators talking about mental illness, they're identifying it. Like for example, I looked at Fyebabe's video and she said YouTube is vicious. YouTube is not a place for people with mental illness. Fyebabe, you're spot on. Brother Jay, the other day, he called for help for a young man. And he said he'd rather err on the side of caution because he saw some behaviors that resembled what we're talking about. Brother Jay, you're spot on. Treecey said on a phone call, in fact, earlier tonight, she said, everybody is damaged in some way. If you're going to break down crying, so to speak, you don't need to be on YouTube. And Mr. James Caldwell said, someone has displacement issues. Now, these are what the content creators are saying, in this circle. You go to the videos, this is what they're saying. So I'm not making this up. These are quotes from their videos because I really want to study it. The Lord has really impressed upon my heart to say something, but I'm like, let me just go out here and see what's going on. So when I come, I can have my facts together. Miss Olivia the Oracle said, if you're that sensitive, you don't need to be on YouTube. So just telling you about what all they're saying, that lets me know that there is a problem out here. They're acknowledging that there is a problem with mental illness. There is a problem with others being sensitive and others being in their feelings. Y'all listen. We don't know people's background. We don't know where people come from. We don't know what causes triggers. We don't know if people have been in mental institution. We don't know how traumatic their life has been. And the stuff that's being done and being said out here could really trigger someone to the point where even they could commit suicide. And I'm talking about this right now because I'm really serious about it, and I feel like I have the authority from the Lord to say this. And I want you to consider this as a warning. Pretty Ricky Fontaine made a video the other day saying something to the effect that, we need to stop before something detrimental is happening. And then various ones are coming online saying, y'all, this is going too far. Well, Pastor Nate is coming tonight or early in the morning. It's like, gosh, I don't know what time it is. I guess it's around 1 o'clock Friday morning. I just felt in my spirit to come on. There was an urgency. I'm not shaved or nothing. I just came. I say I got to say this here. But y'all, these content creators, they acknowledge that there's a problem, and we really need to stop before something bad happens, because we don't want the blood on our hands. Don't wait till something happens. Say, oh, I didn't mean for it to go that far, or I didn't know he was that bad off mentally. We need to stop because we don't know what we could say or do that could trigger someone to their demise. So take this as a warning. The scripture says warning comes before the destruction, right? Warning comes before a demise. Warning comes before somebody hurts themselves. Okay? So just stop while you're ahead. We have the doxing, we have people calling and visiting jobs. We have people speaking about other people's children. Y'all, that's off limits. That's off limits. We need to stop that. And then we say that YouTube is not life. YouTube is life. If you coming on YouTube every day, let's just say, for example, there's 24 hours a day, right? Let's just say if you come on YouTube 6 hours a day, 6 times 4 is 24. If you come on YouTube 6 hours a day, that's a fourth of your life. That's part of your routine. So that is life. And apart from that, YouTube is life, because the things that I just called out, that's real life. When we're doxing, when we're messing with people's livelihood, like their jobs and their children and their family, that's people's life. And when you're interfering with that, then you become part of that. So that's life. That's real life. Those are issues. So that is life on YouTube. So for the ones who say that YouTube is not real life, um, I just gave you the list right here of what's going on. The content creators just told, I just read from them what was going on. This is life. We need to correct this before it's too late. We really do. Now, you might say, Pastor Nate, you're a young content creator. You're just coming up, moving up the ranks. But you know what? I understand that. When there's an urgency in my spirit, then I get bold and I say something. I feel like it's from God, and I feel like we need to take heed to the warning, because if not, something detrimental will happen, and we don't want the blood to be on our hands. So stop while we're ahead. And I know that sometimes when we roast and gag others, we get a lot of clicks. A lot of people do it for a coin, but the money is not worth somebody's life. You know, I don't have to do that. I'm gonna stick with my inspiration. I know right now it's not a lot of clicks and views, but I'm gonna be consistent and stick with that, because somebody needs a word. Somebody needs help. Somebody needs answers, and I'm gonna keep on. And eventually, somebody gonna want the truth, and then they're gonna flood my channel. So I'm gonna be consistent. I'm not gonna have to dox anyone. I'm not gonna have to roast and gag anyone. I'm not gonna have to defame nobody's name to get the clicks and the view. I'm gonna do it the integral way. So, and it's not worth it. Besides, I have a job. I've been working for the corporate since I've been out of college in 1999. So I'm not depending on YouTube for money. I'm blessed with a decent job. So I'm not going to do that at somebody else's expense. And I suggest that we need to stop at YouTube, content creators. And if it doesn't apply to you, don't worry about it. But for the ones that it does, take it. I might get some heat from it, but I'm ready. I'm ready for it, because I prayed about this here, and I'm very serious. Please stop while you're ahead. Okay, I'm begging you. I'm asking you. I really am, because we think it's bad now. If we don't stop, it's gonna get worse. And I don't threat, but when I feel something in my spirit, um, then I'm released to say something, from the Holy Spirit. So this is a warning. Uh, we refer, even here's another example. We refer sometimes to people, deceased loved ones, disrespectfully. Who does that? I mean, people lose loved ones and they're hurting and hurt behind it, and we laugh about it, and we refer to them, this your dead whatever, your dead son or your dead husband, your dead wife, with no regards. Just, you're supposed to handle situations like that with care. Do we not have remorse? What's going on with that? These are real people we're dealing with, y'all. Again, this is life. Wherever there are real people, that means there is life. Oh my God, I'm so righteously indignant right now. I looked at other content creators from other circles and other sectors, other races. I'm not a racist person. And they have 500,000 views and clicks and, 1 million views. They don't do this stuff. They do things, they're doing tutorials, they're doing content to help people grow their channels, they're doing the weight loss journeys, they're doing all types of different inspirational content and content that's going to help mankind and getting traffic. They're not doing all this stuff. And if they did, they handle it with emotional intelligence, they handle it diplomatically, and then they move on. They don't go back and forth. I know there's some outliers out there, right? That somebody's doing it, but for the most part, these bigger YouTubers, they'll address it with diplomacy and they move on, and they get back to business, creating their content that they're getting the million clicks and views from. So we can do content without including others' name in a derogatory way. We don't have to tear each other down to get the clicks and the views and to make a coin. Let's not do that. When we refer to other people, let's build them up. So y'all, we need to put a stop. And for the one that says that, well, she did it to me and he did it to me, so I'm gonna do it to him. Somebody got to take the higher road. All right. Somebody got to take the higher road and say, you know what? I'm just gonna ignore it, because if a person is doing it by themselves, they eventually they're gonna make themselves look like a fool, right? Just don't respond to it. Don't go back and forth. Please take this as a warning tonight or early this morning, or wherever you from where you are right now, in the world, because I know people are in different time zones. This is serious. I struggle with this all day. I say, God, I'm not gonna say anything. I mean, this is my platform. I can say what I want. Some of you may say, well, that's Pastor Nate's opinion. He can say whatever he wants, but I want you to seriously consider what I'm saying. And I know I'm frustrated right now in my spirit, but I am saying it at the same time with love. Hopefully you receive it in the spirit in which I'm giving it. But yes, I please stop. And a lot of people have this attitude, and I can agree with this to a certain extent. If you come at me first, then you're not allowed to tell me how to hit back. And the person that hits back, uh, that hits back and goes after the person who initiated, on the natural side, you would think the person who initiated deserved it. And the person who initiated would normally say, hey, you hitting below the belt. I didn't go that far. Now you want to create rules and regulations now, but there are no rules and regulations when you started the beef, when you started the drama. But now when they hit back much harder than you came, now you want to put some boundaries in place. And we say war is not fair. So I think that's what's going on too. Somebody hits first and then the next person comes back much harder. I heard a content creator in this sector say, hey, if you come at me, you're going to get it worse, when I come back. I'm going to come back as hard as I can. I've heard her say that. And I'm not going to refer to anybody's name unless I'm, mentioning you in a positive light, like I did these 5 content creators earlier. They said the right thing. Now, since they said that, that means there's conversation going on. That means there is a problem. So I hope these same content creators that I just named, I hope that they become allies and change the dynamics of YouTube, because these are some of the leaders. Some of these have 1,000 people, 800 people in their chat. Change the dynamics of how YouTube is working as leaders in the sector. Yeah, it starts with you. It starts with me. The change, if everybody takes responsibility to make a change, then we'll have a better environment. Right now, YouTube is not fun, y'all. It's not fun. People are up in the middle of the night fighting back. They can't sleep. It's affecting their lives. It's affecting their families. It's affecting their job. There's just no peace right now. All right, my friend, until next time.